again, and today I would like to talk to you about my motivational board. I am a homeschooling mom, which I've mentioned before, and one of the first things I learned was that anything you put on the walls, the kids will digest. And I'm not talking about vegetables. That doesn't really work, so I guess I shouldn't say anything, but when they were kids in elementary school, I would put their ABCs, math facts, anything I could on the wall. And whenever they were bored, they would sit there and look at the walls and it would just sink in. So as I've gotten older, I've realized that I should have a bulletin board because I don't want to paint my walls every year. And I've also learned that it works for me as well. So I've created a bulletin board behind me with things that we have to remember, like our chores, our daily chores. And then I took a small portion of it since I've started this, and I've created some reminders for myself because the app really helps, the Daily Dozen app that Dr. Greger has, and some of the other tools he has. But for me to have it up like right in my face all the time, especially since I know the kids will look at this and they're going to ask me lots of questions about it, so that way they can see it too. There's one of my children in particular, Cole, who really is getting in on the kick too and is constantly asking me, is this good fat? Is this bad fat? And he's only 10 years old. He's like, today I had oatmeal and berries for breakfast. Is that good, Mom? And I'm like, that was very good. So I've decided to put it up on the wall, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it and then tell you about another aspect I have yet to talk about, which are Dr. Greger's 21 tweaks to help you be healthier. So I'm going to move the camera. Let's go. So here is my board, and I'm going to go over it real quick and then talk about one aspect of it that I have yet to talk about in the lifestyle change that I have made. So this, I walk past it every single day. The kids look at it every day, and it's hopefully going to help all of us be a little bit healthier. The first thing I put on here is the Daily Dozen, which is I've talked about in one of my last videos. It gives you an idea of all the vegetables that you're supposed to eat and exactly how many servings it has on here. The little chart is really nice, and underneath it, it even gives actual amounts. So for example, under vegetables, it says a half a cup non-leafy vegetables, 2 servings a day, okay? And for example, under beverages, it talks about the different beverages and says 12 ounces per day. So this is a really nice chart that I found online that I printed up for myself and put like a little title up there that says Daily Dozen. Over here, I made a little chart for my kids to look at mostly and to remind myself, because some of these you look at, okay, whole grains. I just don't want to have oatmeal again. I'm really tired of having oatmeal. What are some other options? And whole grains, which is something that we don't really talk a lot about in this house, being that my kids are pretty much a normal weight, but my husband and I are obese, and I don't want them to become obese. So, but we don't really talk about it. So I made a list of all the different things under some of the vegetables that I knew that they would ask me about. For example, whole grains has groats, whole grain kernels, oatmeal, pasta, popcorn, barley, brown rice, couscous, quinoa, etc. So they can ask what these things are, and I'm going to try to incorporate them once in a while into our meals so they can see what they taste like, and they'll be a part of their regular vocabulary. That's what I'm really striving for here. Then I have some of the other ones that I know they'll have questions about. Cruciferous vegetables I knew would be at the top of the list when they started asking, so that's why I put that one up there. Then I have a little thing here that I thought was kind of cool from nutritionfacts.org that just gives a brief overview of red light, yellow light, and green light foods. And I'm going to start using that verbiology in our house, or verbology, or verbiology. No, it's verbology, probably. Anyway, I'm probably using that word wrong. In any case, I'm going to use that in my house more, and when the kids ask for dessert, or if something's healthy, or how much they could have, I'm going to start to say things like, well, that's a red light food, so let's see if we can replace it with something maybe that's more of a yellow light food, for example. So that's why I put that up there. Then I put this little saying, which helps me and the kids. A healthy mommy is a happy mommy. My kids are very motivated. Like, very, very motivated about how healthy mommy is. And because when mommy is healthy, they know that mommy's happier. So when I get my walk in, when I get my water in, that kind of thing, they know that I'm happier, and I tend to have a lot more patience. So I did this to remind them and me that we need to focus on being healthier as a family as well, because it also makes mommy happy. There's an old saying, I believe I heard once about families, that said something like, what did it say? If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And that kind of applies here. It actually applies to anybody I've ever talked to that has children, but you get the picture. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was this right here, and I will go ahead and move my camera a little bit closer. Again, this list is online and it's in his book. So if you want a better list, and I'm not going to go over all the details of it because I just want to give you a highlight. He has his daily dozen, Dr. Greger does, and then he has these 21 tweaks that will help you lose weight and be healthier, okay?